showtime.
Yo guys, what is up? Max in our video, and today we're going over the top 5 most anticipated looter shooter games coming in 2022. Now, 2022 is looking to be a great year for video games. So many new ones coming out, but we are getting some new entries to the looter shooter genre, which I am a huge fan of. So I wanted to talk about some of the games that I am most excited for, as well as some looter shooter like games or games that are like Borderlands that are coming out that I think you might enjoy. I hope you guys enjoy the video. If you do, be sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe. On that, guys, let's get right into the video. So, coming in at our number 5 spot is a game called Project Magnum. Now, Project Magnum is the working title of this game. To be honest, I'd be surprised if we saw this game in 2022, most likely 2023. But it's a new looter shooter game from the developers Nat Games, and this game looks pretty cool. We don't know too much about it besides that it is a looter shooter, and the gameplay that they've shown looks like you can be using sci-fi abilities plus guns, and the developers of the game describe it as Project Magnum presents a beautiful visuals and attractive and unique characters based in a sci-fi player versus environment worldview. It also provides exciting battles using various skills, actions, and guns, as well as the fun of high-quality PvE shooter battles that target huge bosses. It looks like it's going to be like a semi-open world co-op looter shooter. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Destiny, a little bit of like a more sci-fi fantasy version of Lost Planet, but it's looking pretty cool. Hopefully we'll get more info on that game soon. Coming in at our number 4 spot is a game called OUTRIDERS by developers Embark Studios. Now, OUTRIDERS is a free-to-play third-person sci-fi looter shooter which has players fighting against a mechanized alien invasion. This game is coming to all platforms, old gen and new gen, and is set to launch in 2022. Now, part of the reason that I'm so excited for this game is the developers, Embark Studios, is made up of ex-Battlefield developers, and I love the Battlefield games. I grew up playing them, and if they can bring some of the gunplay and physics and destruction that the Battlefield games are known for into a co-op third-person sci-fi shooter, I think it's going to do very, very well. Now, the developers said that this game is going to be mainly a horde-style PvE game. That's going to be its main mode, and you're going to be fighting off these alien invasion threats, and as you kill them and take them down, you're going to go loot their corpses for better gear, and you're also going to be scavenging around the world for better gear and gadgets to outsmart the enemies. Players will also do the unexpected and improvise using physics and your surroundings to your advantage. It sounds like a blast, and I cannot wait for this one. And it's also free to play, which is always a good sign to let people get in on the action. Coming in at our number 3 spot is a game called The Day Before from developers Fantastic. Now, this game is set to launch June 21st, 2022, and is coming to PC and next generation consoles only. And that last part doesn't surprise me because if you take a look at this trailer and the gameplay being shown, the graphics look incredible. One of the best looking games that I've seen, and I hope that it launches and runs this well and looks this good because that'll be incredible. Now, a little bit more about this game. As soon as I started looking at it, it immediately gave me Division vibes. And that's because it's set in a post-pandemic America, but in this game, you're going to be fighting zombies and survivors. It's set post-pandemic America, overrun by flesh-hungry infected and survivors killing each other for food, weapons, and cars. You wake up alone in a world you no longer remember, setting out to find answers and the resources to survive. So this game going to be a little bit more of a open world survival MMO than it is a looter shooter, but it very much gives me Division vibes, and so I wanted to include it on this list. It's going to be a shared world with other players, and you'll be going around gathering resources, upgrading your weapons and gear so that you can survive. And you can clearly see in the bottom left in some of the footage that you're going to have like upkeep with your water and your temperatures and your food. So it's definitely got those survival elements, and I cannot wait for this one. Coming in at our number 2 spot, and I'm going to do something weird here and mention a few games, are games that are getting re-releases or brand new expansions in 2022 that I think you should look forward to. And the first one is Destiny 2's Witch Queen expansion. If you've played Destiny 2 before or played their expansions, you know that they're big game changers for the game and completely shake up a ton of things. And the Witch Queen expansion looks to do the same. It adds a brand new Savathun throne world, new campaign, new enemies in the Hive Guardians. It's adding a new raid, a new six-player match-made activity, a new weapon class, which are glaives, a new weapon crafting system, and revamps to the Void subclass. Cannot wait for this one. In addition to Destiny 2 getting a big expansion, Outriders is set to get its first ever DLC in the WorldSLAYER expansion. We do not know too much about this, but I'm looking forward to it. Risk of Rain 2 by Hoopu Games and published by Gearbox is getting its first ever paid DLC, which adds new survivors, new areas, new items. If you've never played Risk of Rain 2, I cannot recommend it to you strongly enough. The game's a ton of fun, and it's getting its first ever paid DLC for both PC and console in 2022. And lastly, Lost Ark is getting its Western release. Lost Ark is a action RPG MMO that looks very much like Diablo. I've actually been able to play the closed beta for this game and the open beta and had a ton of fun with it. The graphics and visuals for this game are great. The combat's a lot of fun, and it's got a lot of promise for long hours of grinding and farming and building up your character with a lot of different skills. This game has been available elsewhere in the world, but has never been available to the US, and they just pushed up its release date to February 11th of 2022, so this game is only a few months away. And coming in at our number 1 spot, and once again in no particular order, is Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. This is the next Borderlands or Borderlands-like game from developers Gearbox and launches March 25th, 2022 for all platforms with a delayed release for Steam. Now, Wonderlands combines some of the best elements of Borderlands gameplay of its looting, its shooting, and its humor with more fantasy elements, and is an expansion of the Assault on Dragon Keep DLC that came out for Borderlands 2 many years ago. This is going to have some amazing humor. You're going to be able to multi-class and create crazy characters and use spellcasting, melee, and shooting with randomized loot and different rarities. It looks really great and is rounded out by some amazing voice acting from Andy Samberg and others. I cannot wait for this game as a huge Borderlands fan. You guys know I'm very excited for this one. And that is our list of the top 5, or a little bit more than that, looter shooter like games coming out in 2022. I hope you guys enjoyed the list. If you did, be sure to drop a like, comment, and hit that subscribe button. It helps me out a ton. I will catch y'all in the next one. Take care, guys. Peace.